I'm very happy to introduce to you Tammy Powlas. She is a senior business analyst and mentor. Everybody knows Tammy. And also Michelle Crapo as an SAP developer. Everybody knows Michelle. So these are the two rock stars in the community, and they will talk about the tools to support a move to S/4HANA. And yeah, I have you here already. That's perfect. Hi, Michelle. Hi, Tammy.
Hi.
Hi.
How are you doing?
Hi.
Good.
Good, good. So, tools to move to S/4HANA. Tammy, do you have a lot of knowledge around this? So with that, I don't want to hold you up. I saw a little bit like what you want to talk about it. So I hand it over to you. Or to Michelle as the virtual host to guide you through the interview today. Over to you.
Thanks, Thomas.
Hi, Tammy. I'm so glad to be talking with you.
Thrilled to be here, Michelle.
Yay! You're one of my heroes, so this is a good thing. I am wondering, just as I'm sure a lot of people are, where are Fairfax Water at? Which stage?
That's a great question, Michelle. I think right now we're at the implement stage. We're preparing our plans to implement S/4HANA. The other stages, discover and explore. Explore is the longest one because you look at all the options to S/4HANA. Am I going to move to the cloud? Am I going to convert my on-premise system? Yeah, all those things, those take time. And then you have to see, you know, does my ECC system even fit the move to S/4HANA? You know, am I Unicode compliant? Have I run the readiness check? Have I looked at the simplification items? Have I done all these things? So, but right now we're at the implement stage, getting the plans ready to implement in 2021.
I have to ask you, just because I like to know, are you implementing on-premise or on the cloud?
That's a great question. You can only convert on-premise. If you're going to S/4HANA Cloud, it's a new implementation, but it's on-premise for us. We're a water utility, and we use the SAP ISU solution. We've been using that since 2004, so we don't want to give up all our history of data and everything that we have in our ECC system. We want to do the migration to S/4HANA, so it's on-premise.
Great. And now, of course, this is what this session here is for. So there's all kinds of free things. Mm-hmm. What free things have you guys used?
Well, you know, that's a great question. One of the things, of course, you want to get to this end state, and of course, these slides are available with all these links. You want to get to this end state to build your business plan. This is like the final output at Fairfax Water, but you usually start with the readiness check, and the readiness check gives you a guide of you know, where your system's at, how you can use it. I understand that there's more features now in the readiness check. It lets you know, is your financial system in compliance? Is there going to be an issue if you move to S/4HANA? These are free, and they're in the notes. And there's also blogs on the SAP community to look at the readiness check. It just gives you, does all the checks in your system to see if you're ready to move, if your add-ons are ready as well. So these are in the slides. Also, I mentioned the simplification list, which can be quite big. And one thing that we did do, we also joined the S/4HANA Move program. And what I liked about the S/4HANA Move program, it helps you define the strategy to move to S/4HANA. And you do it in conjunction with SAP support. And we did it earlier this year with other utilities, and walking through all the free things that SAP has, the transformation navigator, the readiness check, this transition plan, where it's sort of like a decision tree. How will you move to S/4HANA? And this is a free offering from SAP support. We got to do it with, again, a lot of other utilities. I found it hugely helpful. So this is from the S/4HANA Move program. Again, more templates from the S/4HANA Move program, the transition plan, what kind of drivers you're going to have, and what are your KPIs, and what's good and bad about your system. You know, are you carrying too much in inventory? That's something that will be uncovered in this. It's a 90-day plan to move to S/4HANA, and again, it's free. You just have to apply, and all the links and information is in this this PowerPoint, which hopefully will be available with the event. The other thing also that's free is there's a couple open SAP courses, open.sap.com, for both functional and technical. I consider myself more of a functional person, but I did both, the technical one as well, and those were huge help. The other thing that is, it's free because SAP doesn't charge you, but you do pay provider fees, is the SAP Cloud Appliance Library at cal.sap.com. I've activated the 1909 instances myself. I don't consider myself a technical person, but it's very easy to use. I think the cost to run the instance is minimal. I think the most I spent was $97 a month. So it's really worth it to, if you just want to get your hands on an S/4HANA instance that's on-premise. That's hugely helpful as well. So again, there's a lot of free things that you can do to move to S/4HANA. The other things that we did in late August and early September, we joined the 10 Steps to S/4HANA Bootcamp, and that's with the SAP Regional Implementation Group. To me, the true rock stars, superstars of SAP. They really, we did it with 40 other companies, and 39 out of the 40 companies, we successfully did it. The one company had an issue with COVID, but we did the 10 steps, and huge help. The other thing that we've done recently that didn't make it in the slides, I'm actually in the middle of it this week, is the 5 Steps to Fiori Bootcamp. And again, that's with the SAP Regional Implementation Group. We're not paying anything for it. We're doing it with other companies as well. And you do it on your own sandbox. You activate the Fiori task list. One thing that I found in the exercises from today is something that I struggled with Fiori. You know, I'm able to understand and learn through these exercises. And I wouldn't consider the move to S/4HANA just a technical thing. It's a business decision as well. And so for this boot camp, for both boot camps, you have functional people, basis people, and your developers all participating in the boot camp. So it's really fantastic offering at the SAP Regional Implementation Group. And that's, I'm sure I'm missing more. Oh, and I almost forgot, SAP Enterprise Support. They have a lot of academies. They've got the Meet the Experts, which are like 1-hour webinars. They have expert guided implementation. They also have so many, they have value maps. There's a nice S/4HANA value map from SAP Enterprise Support. And I joined one yesterday on the project management aspects of migrating and converting to S/4HANA. So, I mean, the list goes on, and I've got several links in these slides.
Great. You know, my company, of course, made the transfer to HANA about 2 years ago. And at that time, we didn't look into, well, any of these tools. So it's really nice to be able to hear that they're out there. And one of the things I would suggest as well is to take advantage of some free training for your developers. So when you're up and running, you are up and running, and they can take off with whatever they need to do, whatever modifications, whatever, you know, whatever comes to mind. And they have all kind of training available. Me personally, CDS would be what I'd recommend. So what do you think the key things were that made or are making a successful move to HANA?
You know, I think the first key thing is building that business case. And we were really fortunate to we were really fortunate to have SAP come on site and give us the workshops. And I realize now with the pandemic, most companies can't do that. And that's where this S/4HANA Move program comes in, because they essentially help you build your business case to S/4HANA and uncover the pain points that you may be experiencing with your ECC system. And that's a huge part of making the move to S/4HANA. It really should be a business decision, not so much a technical decision, I think, because it sets the platform to make yourself, what do they say, Google fast and Apple simple, right? So you're on your way to make your SAP system Google fast and Apple simple.
Awesome. I like that. And having the business behind you is such a big deal, especially since, they're the ones who are going to have to run it after it goes live. So one of the more technical type questions I'm going to ask is, how about the table structure changes in HANA compared to the older systems?
That's a good question, especially for finance and materials management. The tables change dramatically, but that's kind of a benefit. And I know our finance team is really looking forward to everything being in the universal journal and not having to deal with the complexities with BSEG. I know I dealt with that just today, in fact. But our finance team is really looking forward to having everything in the universal journal and the ACT.A tables. Now I know that the BSEG tables will still be around in compatibility mode, but it'll be a little bit slower. So, and I know in materials management, things go from the MSEG table to the MATDoc table. So I think our business, our super users, our key users, they'll find that so much simpler than what we're dealing with today. And I think we're really looking forward to the simplification of the universal journal. And I personally, having been through the 5 steps to Fiori boot camp, because I'm also an accountant, an ex-accountant, a CPA, I'm really excited about the journal entry being in a T account format in Fiori. I mean, as an accountant, you can't ask for anything more than the debits and credits being shown in the T account, because years ago with R3, your first question, what's this posting key 40 thing, So now, now it's more in business terms and things, and it's really nice that SAP is making these flows available, your purchase rec, purchase order, goods receipt flow, all available in a nice Fiori screen for you. So I think it's a huge change. And I think we're also excited about all the analytical views and the virtual data models that come, that you can just go to the query browser and be able to see things and have those out-of-the-box analytics that come with S/4HANA, and accounts payable aging, for instance. That just makes life easier than the standard ABAP screens that they see and are used to today.
Right. So that's got to be a huge advantage, because you know what? Then your customers are cheering for it to work instead of fighting with it. Mm-hmm. So yeah, nice win there. So how about the organizations? How about your organization? Do you feel that any other company as well, could move to HANA without any partner?
That's another good question, Michelle. I don't think when we started this journey with, a couple Sapphires ago with SAP, I don't think we intended to do it by ourselves. It just sort of happened that way. I think we've taken advantage of all these free tools from SAP Enterprise Support, Open SAP. And what's even better with this Tech Ed, you get a free 3-month subscription to the Learning Hub. The Learning Hub has a lot of detail, a lot of, how to migrate to S/4HANA. I used those steps from the Learning Hub. I mean, that is really fantastic. So, now's the time to take advantage of these free tools. Now, the partners have a wide breadth of experience. A lot of them have factories, to move to S/4HANA. They've got more broad-based experience. So I wouldn't say to rule them out. I think for us right now, we've done 2 sandbox conversions, one 1809, one 1909, and we feel like we can do it. But that's not to say that partners have a lot of tools, and when we've had these discussions with the ASUG, America's SAP User Group, partners always come to the table with free tools as well. They offer free assessments of your S/4HANA system. They've got several things that'll help you move to S/4HANA depending on the complexity. So there's a lot of things you can do, and I keep forgetting tools that are free today. Like there's a data volume management that comes out of Solution Manager that'll help you understand what you need to clean out. One of the key comments from Sapphire was when you move houses, you clean out your closet. So when you're moving to S/4HANA, you want to clean out your old data out of your system. And SAP Enterprise Support and Solution Manager have a lot of data volume management tools to help you ease that move and go and make that move faster.
Yeah. How many, just because I'm curious, how many people internally did it take for this project?
Well, we have our functional team. I don't even count. We've got a functional team, and we have a really small developer team, and we have a couple of people on basis, and then our hosting partners. So we're a small shop, but I think part of our mission is to be a low-cost, high-quality water utility for our customers. And I'm a customer of Fairfax Water, so I definitely want to be as efficient as I can be, for me and our customers in Fairfax Water. So it's a small team.
Well, that's good news, right? So did you have any challenge making a business case or justifying the cost? I mean, we just went through how you want to try and save the money that you can.
Initially, I think by bringing in the business and showing them the Universal Journal and how easy it is to report out of S/4HANA, I think our business is on board. They saw the enterprise search, out of S/4HANA and loved that. So I think the business case was made pretty simple by doing that. I think people are pretty happy with what they saw in helping ease the pain points, some of it being reporting, some of it being able, because like right now we're a transaction-oriented shop, and that can be intimidating if you're a new employee. So it'd be nice to just say, okay, here's your Fiori screen of your, accounts payable 60-day aging, and as an accountant, here's my journal, my journal analyzer T accounts, which is, I think, as an ex-accountant, I absolutely love that. I just think that's the best thing. And then again, every workshop, they loved that enterprise search that comes with S/4HANA. So I think everybody's pretty excited. And like you asked earlier about the ease of reporting, it'll be nice to not have to worry about BSIG and the index tables. You're a technical person, BSIC, all those tables that that now you have to go to and look at. And a lot of the reporting is ad hoc, especially now with COVID. We don't have a good reporting is a challenge because you're being asked for different things than before. So hopefully the move to S/4HANA will help that.
Wow. So that sounds like a great business case that, anyone with accounting department's going to love. So I have a final question for you. Mm-hmm. Do you have any last advice for making the move from an R3 to a HANA system?
I think just to start now, you got to commit the time and, join the S/4HANA Move program if you can. Take advantage of the open SAP courses. You're a TechEd attendee. Take advantage of that free 3-month subscription to the Learning Hub. I happen to like the Learning Hub a lot. I get a lot of value out of that Learning Hub. And then enterprise support. Join the S/4HANA Enterprise Support S/4HANA Value Map, because the enterprise support has a lot of offerings. And don't forget the SAP Regional Implementation Group boot camps, 5 steps to Fiori, 10 steps to Fiori, 10 steps to S/4HANA boot camp. All excellent offerings, and start today.
Well, That all sounds great. And it sounds like a lot of helpful advice for people that are going to make the move. The only thing I would add is that SAP community has a lot to offer too. You know, especially if you get stuck with a question, you can go ask it. So that's my 10 cents, and back to the studio.